Choosing a good Forex broker is a very big deal, especially if you're a newer trader just getting into the space. It's very important that you select a good broker. Well, in today's video, we're going to talk about some ways that you can properly identify what a good broker looks like rather than one that you should probably avoid. There's a couple different metrics. We're going to go through 5 main points today. Let's go ahead and dive into it right now. Hey traders, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I make all sorts of Forex content here on YouTube, and today we're talking all about brokers. Now, this is a very important concept, so I want to make sure that I give you guys 5 points that are going to help you choose a proper broker and avoid some of the sketchier, more problematic brokers. So let's go ahead and get into point number 1. Point number 1 is regulation and security. You really need to make sure that if you're going to be working with a broker, that they are well regulated. And let me tell you why this is. Regulation ensures that what you're going to be doing with your money is going to be relatively secure, right? These brokers have been federally kind of regulated, and they are being monitored and controlled and watched by the government in your local area or in my local area, depending on where this broker's business is actually set. In the US and the UK, we have very strict regulations on brokers. Leverage is very limited, and sometimes people get frustrated with this because they're like, well, Nick, I can't get a lot of leverage if I trade with a US broker or a UK broker or one of those more heavily regulated brokers. And here's what I would say to you. First of all, having a lot of leverage can be a very risky thing, especially if you're a new trader, so it might not actually be the most important thing in the world, but there are, depending on where you are in the world, there's brokers such like in Australia that are very well regulated. They're good companies, and they offer much more leverage. So that is an option to you if you really do need that extra leverage. You can check out brokers in Australia. I've got some brokers linked down below. If you are interested in my personally preferred brokers, it'll be a link to my website down below. You can check that out. To get a link there, there's also a deposit bonus if you use a certain broker that's listed down there. So check that out. So regulation is very important because it's going to ensure that your money is safe, right? So when you deposit $1,000, $10,000, $50,000, whatever you deposit into your trading account, there are brokers out there that are unregulated. And sometimes in the past, there has been series or scenarios where people can't get their money back because these unregulated brokers, they're in a shady country or they're in a shadier part of the world where there's less business regulations, and those brokers are not regulated. So they can hold your money and they can play games with it, right? As opposed to a regulated broker, they're going to, it's going to be a much easier deposit and withdrawal process. Point being, use a regulated broker. That's my personal opinion. I do not deviate from that. I do not use any unregulated brokers. I have in the past, and I've had problems with them, so just no more of that. I only use well-regulated brokers. You can check those out just by doing a simple Google search. Number 2 is transaction costs. So brokers have to make their money too, right? They're in the business of providing you liquidity so that you can trade the FX markets. Well, they make their money through 2 main sources usually: spreads and commissions. Spreads are essentially when you take a buy or sell trade in the market, it's that little spread, or how you start out negative in the trade. Well, that's them taking a slight sliver of the trade and taking some, they pocket a little bit of money there, and rightfully so. They're the one providing the liquidity. And the other one is commissions, right? So commissions are going to essentially be a straight charge or percentage of your position, whatever you're doing. Different brokers have different structures for commissions, but they're going to take a slight fee whenever you take a new trade. And what you want to do here, guys, is when you're checking out a broker, check out some of the reviews online, take a look at what other people are saying, as well as just go through their website and see what they're saying about their own spreads and their own commissions. You want to be competitive here. You want to find good spreads and commissions offered by different brokers. Next up is a one that we kind of already talked about, which is easy deposits and withdrawals. This is so important. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how well you do with your trading account if you can't withdraw your money. You want to have easy access to deposit and withdraw with your brokers. And usually a well-regulated broker is going to have a very smooth process for this, as opposed to some of the more unregulated brokers or more sketchy brokers that you probably want to avoid, in my opinion, which are going to be way tougher to deposit and withdraw with. To me, that's just not an area I have any interest in. I want to easily be able to deposit and withdraw with my broker, and well-regulated brokers are usually going to be pretty good about this. Next one is the actual trading platforms that these brokers provide. I personally love to trade on MetaTrader 4. There's a wide arrangement of different opportunities or platforms that you can trade with, but you want to make sure that the platforms that are being offered by the broker that you're looking into are pretty competitive. I like MetaTrader 4, but there's other things like, does this broker work on MetaTrader 4? Does it work on TradingView? Does it work on NinjaTrader? There are different platforms that different brokers support. So you want to make sure that you have pretty good technology, as well as the tools available maybe on their website, right? So different brokers, you can log into their website and get access to a wide arrangement of free tools that they've put there for you to utilize. So check that out and make that a component in choosing your broker. Number 5 is very, very important, and actually something that I do before I do any sort of signing up with a broker, and that is check out their customer support, their customer service, and take a chance to talk to some of their team members. So here on the YouTube channel, we get a lot of people that want to sponsor the YouTube channel, that want to put advertisements on our channel and stuff. And I've had a lot of people come to me asking to do this, but I've been very selective on who I actually have partnered with. Again, there's links down below if you want to check out the partner brokers of this channel, the ones that I personally prefer. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that their customer support team is pretty good. Both, actually at this point, the multiple brokers that I've worked with here on this channel, I've had the chance to personally phone call in on some of their customer support. I've messaged back and forth with them, very friendly teams, and that's a requirement for me. I need to know that the people that I'm going to be depositing my money with are easy to contact, they're fast to respond, and they're kind, friendly, and helpful. Right? So that's a very important component to choosing a good broker. Choosing a good broker is certainly a very important topic. I hope you got something out of those 5 points today. Again, down below in the link, there is a section so you can check out some of the preferred brokers that I have partnered with here on this channel. If you sign up with some of them, there are some perks to using our affiliated link, and it also supports the channel. So please, if that's helpful to you, make sure you check those links out. We'll see you next time.